Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Emma and here I just love to share my love of all things beautiful, makeup related, fashion, home decor. I am currently working on a home decor video, more so a kind of living room refresh video. I'm hoping that will be out hopefully mid-February. I don't know, fingers crossed I'll get it done by then. I'm still waiting on a few things to finish the room, but anyways. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose eyeshadow palette. This is a first impressions. I haven't used it yet. I did get the Modern Renaissance palette way back when in 2016. I think it was 2016. I can't recall exactly what year it came out, but that eyeshadow palette still remains to be one of my favorite palettes because the formula is just beautiful. Now we're going to jump into the palette, see what we can create. I'll show you some swatches here in just a moment so that you can get an idea as to how the color payoff looks. The colors swatched so nicely. I really like them. All right, so we're just going to start by priming our eyelids. I'm just gonna skip through this part here because it's a little boring. I think we're gonna dip into the color Honey here. We're gonna go in the crease because that looks to be the softest color. Wow, it picked up a lot. There is a little bit of kickback. Man, that's a lot of color. Here goes nothing. Oh, that's really pretty. I usually like to start with a shade in the crease just because it gives me an idea as to how dark I want to do the look. If I want to build it up even darker. But that was so easy to work with. Wow. And I usually, whatever's left on the brush, I like to really blend it out to the crease towards the brow, just so that there's no harsh lines. That color is really lovely though. Looking at the palette, I do feel like I'm missing a lighter color. I usually like to go in with a lighter shade on the eyelid or the inner corner. So this is definitely going to be a slightly more smokier, I guess. I think to just deepen up the look, we're gonna go in with this slightly darker brown called Rouge, or is it Rogue? I don't know. And I'm just gonna apply this with a packing brush on the outer corner. I guess it's more of a slightly deeper kind of saddle color. I don't think that made any sense. I was reading that the eyeshadow palettes, the newer ones that Anastasia Beverly Hills has come out with, including this one, the shadow pans are quite a bit bigger than the older shadows. And I don't know, some folks are saying that they reformulated. I don't feel like there's much of a difference when it comes to formula. They're really nice and smooth and buttery. Now, I never did get the Subculture palette, which I know kind of has, some people love it, some people really hate it. So I'm not familiar with that formula. I'm only familiar with the Norvina formula as well as the Modern Renaissance. So to me, these are performing quite nicely as I recall the Modern Renaissance performing. So that's good. I do find the colors looking quite nice. They're blending in really well together. I do apologize if you can hear the heat here. It just kicked in and we have an older house, so it creaks a lot. All right, now for the eyelid. What am I gonna go for? I'm gonna go for the lightest tone here, Rose Water. And I'm just going to use my finger to apply this because I prefer the payoff I get with shimmers. That is such a beautiful color. I guess that compensates for not having a lighter shade in the palette. I know some of you are probably like, oh, it's light enough. I think I just prefer having the option of like a lighter matte. Then you can really brighten up the inner corner without shimmer. However, this is quite pretty. It definitely has some pink reflex in it. I guess hence the word rose. But I find that's looking quite nice. I do feel like I want to deepen my outer corner a bit more, so we're going to go into the shade Deep Berry, which is this one here. I hope I'm in focus. It would be the first time I was out of focus, but... And I'm just using a pencil brush so I can get a bit more control. It's just gonna smoke out the lash line a little bit. Ooh, I like how that's looking. We're gonna go back in with our blending brush. Alright. Really actually quite like how this is coming out. All right, so now that my eyeshadow is complete, I'm gonna just jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back with the finished results, okay? All right. Okay, so my face makeup is done. I'm just gonna add a little bit of what's left on my pencil brush to my lash line. So this is just gonna lightly smoke out. There we go. Just gonna lightly smoke out this area. Oh, I forgot my eyebrows. I'm very boring. I just put gel in. Nothing too exciting. I usually keep the rest of my makeup very, very simple. I find that I just don't have to worry about touching it up if I have less on my skin. But the eyes, I like to have quite a bit on there. Alrighty. Oh, my hair is doing something weird. Just undo it. That looks a little weird. All right, don't mind my hair. It's being weird today. Okay, so what are my thoughts on this? Well, overall, the palette itself is quite pretty. I love the new packaging. I do appreciate the fact that it is like a plastic, I'm assuming, kind of plastic, and not that annoying velvet. I mean, the velvet is beautiful. In theory, it's a great idea, but it just gets so dirty. And I'm pretty tidy with my makeup, and it still happens to get somewhat dirty. Now, the eyeshadow sizes are quite lovely. I do like the fact that they're bigger. I mean, you are getting more product, which means that the palette's most likely going to last you a very long time, because you really do not need like to go back and forth. I found that I think throughout the whole look, I pretty much just dipped in maybe twice at most. And yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. It was a very easy look to create. It wasn't very difficult to blend the colors out. They blended in together very seamlessly. And I mean, in my experience with Anastasia colors, like shadows in particular, I do find that they are very powdery. Like they're very, I don't know if that's the right word. They're very soft. They're very finely milled. So when you do dip your brush in, you do get a bit of kickback and you are getting a little bit of fallout. However, I don't mind that in a way, because I like to do my eye makeup before I even do the rest of my skin. So it's not really the biggest deal if I get a little fallout on my cheeks. Now, I didn't have that experience today because I did go with very light colors and lighter shades, so that wasn't really an issue whatsoever. I do think color-wise, like when I look at the color story, it's very beautiful. It do have nice deepening colors. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move my hair. Why did I take it out of the braid? I do not know. I have very frizzy fine hair, but a lot of it, I don't know, it's weird. Anywho's, that's totally off subject, blah, whatever. So when I look at the color story, I am very much so drawn to the rose water shade. I love that color. I do really like the deep berry in the outer crease. It did a nice job of deepening the eye look very nicely and not too much. I think next look I'm going to try, this will be more of a smoky eye, because I do think you could create a really beautiful, you know, sultry look with it. I might be the only one here, I don't know, but I get a sense that we could have had like maybe a softer cream color that would have either been matte or like a matte with slight pearlescence in it. I don't know. I feel like that would have just, for me personally, given me more opportunity with different looks I could create with it, because I do feel like you have quite a few colors that you could create. Definitely, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 very unique looks, but I do feel or get a sense that a lighter color would have been nice to have in here. Now, when I compare this to the Modern Renaissance palette, I do like the color story and the color range more so in the Modern Renaissance. I just like having light, mid-tone, and deep, whereas I definitely feel like this palette is a mid-tone to deep palette. Now that's just my personal thoughts on it. I am very fair, so I mean, of course, if you have a deeper complexion then, or like a medium to deep complexion, this might be perfect for you, and those medium tones might actually be lighter on you, of course. So, I mean, to each their own, it will vary on what your complexion is. Overall, I am very happy with it. I do think I would most likely bring this as like a travel palette. I would definitely need to bring like a single eyeshadow, like a MAC Brulee or a yogurt shade, just to incorporate with the palette, and I think I'd be like set. That's all I really need. But besides that, I'm really happy with it. I think performance-wise, really easy peasy lemon squeezy, and yeah, I don't think anyone would have an issue working with these shadows. I think as long as you're aware that the formulas are very pigmented and pretty finely milled, that as long as you're going in with a light hand and you're not digging your brush into the palette, you shouldn't have an issue whatsoever. Anyways, just wanted to give my thoughts on the palette. If you do have the Modern Renaissance palette, it is quite different, of course. You're getting much more neutral, toned down shades in here. I wouldn't say it's a must. Of course, nothing really, I think, makeup related is a must. It's more so a want. But if you're drawn to the colors, I think you'll really enjoy the palette. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, it was a bit shorter, but I'm hoping to come out with more content related to home decor and fashion. I'm just trying to figure out when I can film those things. For those who don't know, I am a mom of 2, a 5-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. So during the daytime, it's a little chaotic trying to get any kind of filming done, but that's okay. I usually just take advantage of the early hours of the morning when I'm up before them. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.